Hello everybody, my name is Zenom0 and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, episode 5. Last time we, what did happen last time? Last time we found out Kotori has a things that she wants to do list, and she also has a letter of withdrawal to the school. So, let's see how that goes. Good morning! Early in the morning, the doorbell chimed, so I went to open it, and there I saw Ageha. What are you doing here? So you really are the dorm mother, she remarked as she saw me wearing an apron. This place, it's a witch's mansion, isn't it? It's a student dormitory for our school, huh? Ageha focused on the word student dormitory as if questioning her suitability, as she gazed at the magnificent entrance. I was surprised too, to think that I would become the caretaker of the place that we used to sneak into when we were kids. It's nice. I might like to live here too. If I were living here with you, Aoi, it'd be definitely fun. Why did you come here? I asked while guessing that perhaps she had come to invite me to walk to school with her. She is, after all, my #1 best friend. Oh yeah! I came to ask Kotori to come to school with me. I was wrong. Miss Aluo? Who's Miss Aluo? No, it's nothing. While blushing due to the misunderstanding, I looked back towards Kotori's room. Looks like she still hasn't woken up. If she gets up now and takes her time eating breakfast, she can still make it with the time to spare. I see. Alright, I'll wait here. Thanks for the food. There's still some left. Sorry, but I can't eat this much so early in the morning. You're joking, right? I only gave you a little bit. Even people in sports clubs don't eat a huge whole bowl of Napoleon pasta in the morning. Oh yeah, I guess. Kaneko ate the whole thing again this morning, though. How was the taste? It was tasty. Really? Yeah, really. But there was a lot of it, so I got tired of eating halfway through. It was good food. It tastes good no matter how much you eat. You've always had an unrefined palate, haven't you? An unrefined palate? The shock hit me like a bolt of lightning. Oh. Why are you so shocked? The truth is, Ageha had revealed the reason why since yesterday. The boarders hadn't been eating my cooking properly. I thought I'd asked her opinion, which is why I made Ageha some food and got her to eat it. It was made from leftover ingredients anyway. Eating things like pork fried with ginger and Napoleon pasta in the morning, it's unlikely that girls would ever accept that kind of food. What about something more refreshing? If you're gonna make pasta, why not try tomato sauce or Japanese style? Cooking for girls is so difficult. Boy or girl, we're all human. Tasty is tasty. That's what I believed. Just as I seriously troubled about this, I heard the squeaking of turning wheels coming from down the hallway. First Hat the Duck came into the dining hall, then Kotori came in after him. It's the opposite of what usually occurs. Why do I have to... Sorry, yawning is contagious, even through a game. Kotori rubbed her sleepy eyes and started preparing Hat's food. It somehow looked as if the hungry Hat had woken her up. There, eat your fill and get nice and fat. Sooner or later, I'm gonna eat you. Not understanding her words, Hat quacks happily as Kotori speaks to him and eats his food. It's a duck! How cute! Kotori notices that Ageha is here and instantly opens her eyes. This is a pet duck, isn't it? I've seen one in a TV commercial. Is it yours, Katori? You just decided to live in my room, that's all. Why are you here? Katori, you've been absent from school for far too long. I came to see how you are doing. Do you feel better now? The teacher or someone asked you to do this, didn't they? No, they didn't actually. Hey, shall we go to school together? I would want to go with you. Katori gave a hump and made another one of those straight faces that she's so good at. But if you take too much time off, you'll get behind in the lessons. I don't think it has anything to do with you. Well, that's true. You're right. I'm sorry. Who said I was taking a day off today? Don't get the wrong idea. The reason I'm going to isn't just because of you asked me to. Okay then. Alright, I'll wait for you. I never said I was going with you. I'll go by myself. Katori said with a straight face, then turned her wheelchair around. Just as she was about to leave, she stopped the wheelchair and turned around. You two. Do you know each other? Yeah, we're childhood friends. What a pair of idiots. It looks like she has an even worse attitude this morning. However, she did say she was going to school. After tidying up the breakfast things, I left the dormitory with Agaha. On our way to school, somehow our conversation returned to Katori. Is there any reason why Katori stopped coming to school? Yeah, I guess there is. Katori has a walking disability, right? When we joined the same class in 2nd grade, it seemed like she was really into it. Sometimes I would speak to her. That's so like Agaha, didn't worry about that sort of thing. If there are any people who didn't really fit into the group or are left out, she wouldn't just ignore them. In the past, that's why I started to play with Mabo, so it couldn't have been for the same reason. But for Katori to be like that, to put it bluntly, it seems like she doesn't really want to fit in. Yeah, I can imagine that somehow. When the other girls in the class saw me with Katori, they'd get angry. That's when they started to object Katori. It became a big battle of the girls in class versus Katori. And Agaha reminded herself what happened back then. She rarely slouched forward. Agaha is truthful and has many friends. Katori, who didn't respond to Agaha's concern about her, might have been the same. Katori, who hadn't responded. Katori, who didn't respond to Agaha's concerns about her, might have been seen as the one in the wrong by those around them. Since then, she stopped coming to school. That's right. You know, back then, Katori was amazing. She faced up to all the girls in the class and didn't back down at all. Agaha's waving her arms around like somebody in a kung fu movie and passionately tells the story. I decided not to ask her what kind of heroic deeds took place, or any of specific details. Even just by saying something in a slightly harsh way, she gets all tearful. Why did Katori come to our school? Huh? You know, she doesn't enjoy the lessons, and doesn't try to make any friends. The only reason I could think of that was because it has a full disabled access. In fact, that could be the main reason. Yeesh. I've got to do something about this. Looking at Agaha from the side as she puts her hands behind her head and starts thinking things over, I remember the withdrawal notice that I picked up last night. In the spur of the moment, I decided not to give it back and acted like I knew nothing about it. Is she really planning to drop out? It somehow felt like I had picked up some heavy piece of lost property. The two of us both made troubled faces as we walked. A quiet and strange commotion surrounds us. Most of the other students around us on their way to school were looking in the same direction. Over there was a tall, slender, beautiful girl walking along. Hey, it's that girl! It was the girl I met in the garage. Everyone was looking at her with curiosity, but it seemed like she had noticed that other people were looking at her. I was looking at her in the same way as everyone else, but Agaha took the way I was looking the wrong way. Oh, as I thought. You have high standards. That girl's really famous in our school. The super repeat student, Amane Mochizuki Senpai. Super repeat? Yeah, she repeated the same school year several times. Is she that stupid? Sorry, I'm gonna have a laugh at that. She doesn't look it though. If I had to say one way or another, I'd say she's a genius. It's way beyond the level of her having the best scores or anything like that, rather. Oh, my head hurts. Alright. Enough of that. Onwards. The teachers have nothing more to teach her. In fact, they sometimes go to learn from her, it seems. Smarter than the teachers. Despite that, she doesn't graduate and stays in school. She plans a way to drop credits and intentionally repeats the year. Originally, she was repeating the year for more times than the school rules allow, so that's why she's a super repeat student. But it's strange to see her on her way to school in the morning. I don't know if she is a genius or not, but she definitely seems like a pretty weird person. Then, abruptly, super repeat student Amane Mochizuki Senpai stopped walking and looked up at the sky. Everyone else mimicked her and looked up. A jet plane flying through the sky, pulling its vapor trail along behind it. Wow. What's with everyone in airplanes today? Everyone soon realized it was a plane and quickly lost interest and started walking again. However, Amane Mochizuki kept on standing there, looking up at the plane flying high in the sky. When people came from behind and avoided her like she was in the way, she didn't pay any attention to them either. Let's go! Sure. Kotori arrived just as our morning homeroom class finished. Sorry I'm late. Kotori, do you feel better now? Yes, thankfully. I see. I was worried about you. That sounded so creepy. Kotori went past the homeroom teacher, who seemed bewildered that she had come back to school at all of a sudden. Then, still in a wheelchair, arrived at her desk. Well, of course she's gonna be in a wheelchair. Where would she be? The desk right in front of... The desk right at the front was the only one that didn't have a chair. Everyone looked on, puzzled. I'm not an animal in a zoo. Now that Kotori was in class, she started her Kula Allure routine again. She continued... Wow, why can't I speak? She concentrated during this lesson and answered the teacher's questions easily when asked. It seems like her grades in regular subjects are at the top of the class. During recess, she sat at her desk, reading a book or going off somewhere. She didn't try to talk to anyone, and even if Aga tried to speak to her, she acted like she hadn't noticed. The other girls in the class looked like they were worried about how they would treat her, and watched her from a distance. During gym class, the way she looked on, bored, left an impression on me. She always looked like she was all alone, and didn't seem to be enjoying herself very much. I'm sorry for the loud voices in the background. If there are any, I will try my best to edit them out, but I don't know if I can. Hey, Katori! At lunchtime, I found Katori carrying her bag, about to leave the classroom, and I chased her down the hallway. It's lunchtime. Ah, crap. I'm gonna guess this is what I said. Hey, it's lunchtime. I figured you want to eat with me. Suddenly, Katori sped away at an unbelievable speed. Well, hey! In the heat of the moment, I tried to chase her, but I thought I would bump into past the students, and I was too slow to start moving. In the meantime, Katori had already gotten inside the elevator. According to school rules, most students are not allowed to use the elevator. It was only supposed to be used by workers, or teachers carrying big loads, or disabled students like Katori. Even so, I chased after her only for the doors to close mercilessly in front of me. Bleh. Through the glass, the one with the self-proclaimed cool lure stuck out her tongue and headed to the floor below as I stood and watched. You're not getting away! Ran and made it to the school gates. She was holding her bag. It seemed like she was trying to leave early, so I went to cut her off. However, I can't deny the possibility that her lunch is in the bag. Maybe I got the wrong idea? If that's not it, then what could be the problem? I watched over the school gates like some guardian statue. Ugh! Something crashed into me from behind. In other words, it came from outside the school gates. Ow! What was that? I got up and felt like I was crawling out of under an avalanche. Then I saw a big cardboard box and a girl that had fallen over. Are you okay? Ow, ow, ow. I'm okay. Hey! I'm sorry, but I couldn't see in front of me because of this box I was carrying. Ah. I looked at her as I got up, and without thinking, I thought I was going to say, the super repeat student, but I held my tongue. How about you? You're not hurt, are you? I'm alright. I see. That's good. As she says that, the super repeating Super Senpai holds onto the big cardboard box. Up. She's hungry again. She went to lift the box, but then Mane Mochizuki Senpai slumped down exhausted. Due to an empty stomach, my short-term performance has been significantly reduced. I'll help you carry it. Huh? Whoa, it's so heavy! The big cardboard box is incredibly heavy. It's fine, I can carry it by myself. Holy crap, how strong are you? Come on, it's no big deal, I said as I went to pick it up anyway. Whew. Thanks. Is this okay here? I don't know what's in it, but we put the heavy cardboard box on the floor. Sorry about that. Thanks for helping. It's alright. Anyway, Senpai, if you're hungry... She was staring inside of the garage. Senpai? I found myself copying her, looking at the same direction. Inside was Katori. What is she doing here? She's by the big thing placed in the center of the garage and is trying to lift up the sheet to see what's underneath. Are you interested in that? Katori is surprised when Mane speaks to her. Katori seems intimidated and nods. Amane vigorously pulls back the sheet. Inside is a white, streamlined aircraft? Katori looked at it, dazed. I say, wow. I let a small surprised sound slip out. Could this be a glider? Yes, it is. I think it's the same. No, it's not. Couldn't have been. Amane nodded, and Katori cautiously moved her head closer to the aircraft. Even in the dimly lit garage, the gladiator's white body had a glossy shine to it, and it faintly reflected Kotori's face. I moved towards it to take a closer look. Is this the one we saw from Windmill Hill? Yeah, it could be. The smooth surface looks like it was made from plastic. However, it is hard to touch. The wings have been removed, and for now, it was just the body. So, this is what the cockpits look like? This is amazing. Yeah. We started talking to each other at some point, but hadn't realized who it was that we were talking to until now. Hey you, why are you running away just now? She calmly ignores my question, but then hurriedly tries to escape, so I go ahead and block her. I'm not letting you get away. Why did you come here for? You're not here to eat lunch, are you? There was some mean guy guarding the school gates, so I came to hide in here. So she really was trying to look early. Do you know her? Amani was listening carefully to our conversation. And that vacuum is right behind me, isn't it? For fuck's sakes. Slurp, slurp, munch, munch. This tastes good. Amani was wolfing down a Neapolitan pasta lunchbox, and Kotori and I both had a face that seemed to say, whoa, and looked on in amazement. Why would we say whoa? Well, to see such a beautiful girl do something like that, I felt really disappointed. Ow. She didn't know that when she was eating ice cream like a crazy idiot, I had the same reaction when I was watching her. By the way, the thing that Amani was eating was the lunchbox that I had brought. As usual, the boarders hadn't eaten the breakfast I had made them. Fuck, shit, work, talk, words. As usual, the boarders hadn't eaten the breakfast I made them. So, I packed it as my lunch. I had made 2 lunch boxes. One was for me, and as for the other one, I thought that if Kotori wasn't going to school, she might have found it difficult at lunchtime, so I was worried about her and brought another lunchbox. That's why I was chasing after her. If she didn't need it, I thought that I might eat them both by myself. But she ran away before I could even ask her. But is this okay for me to eat your whole lunchbox? Asked Amani, although she had already eaten most of it before asking. I've already eaten mine. I was hungry during morning recess, so I had lunch early. Relieved to hear my answer, Amani continues to enjoy the cold Neapolitan pasta. This is delicious. It's been a while since I had proper food like this. Didn't you have anything to eat after I saw you yesterday? I only gave her 1 piece of bread. Amani stopped moving her chopsticks and took a good look at my face. Could it be that you're the person who gave me that bread yesterday? You've only just now realized that? Well, I was concentrating on something yesterday. She really is weird. Oh, I see. So this is the second time you've saved me. She looked at me with eyes that sparkled like little kids. If she were a dog, her tail would definitely be wagging like crazy. I received that bread from you approximately 20 hours ago. Prior to that, the last meal I had eaten was roughly 70 hours earlier. What? For fuck's sake. If there were 24 hours in a day, that's 3 days ago! I went to Taioken and ate pork ramen with all the toppings. The soup was rich and delicious. She recalls this and her face looks like she was about to start drooling. Why don't you eat? Are you on a diet? I forgot. Huh? When I'm thinking about something, I forget about everything else. That's because I'm stupid, she replied with pride. I'd prefer if she didn't compare it to when people forget things because they're hungry. Are you building this glider? Yeah. Are you doing that here? The Soaring Club uses this garage as a clubhouse. Soaring Club? I wasn't familiar with that name. What's soaring? Soaring is to fly a glider by riding the rising air currents. Flying a glider by riding the rising air currents. I kinda get it, but on the other hand, I don't get it. I do. So the aim of the club is to make So the aim of the club is to make and fly a glider. Well, yeah, that's right. So this garage is used for club activities after all. Even so, it's pretty spacious. A glider is like an airplane, isn't it? Is it something that you can make yourself? Yeah, I can make it. Because it's a man-made object. There's no reason why you can't make it, right? I have a feeling that's not what she's asking. However, Amane answered the question in a totally serious manner. But how do you make it? Well, rather than explaining it, it is quicker if I actually make one yourself. Hold on a moment, as I said, as Amane slurped up the loss of the pasta with extremely bad manners. Wiping around her mouth with a tissue, she started rummaging through a desk drawer. Where did that thing go? Peeking inside the drawers, somehow I get the impression that Amane is a typical disorganized person. Rather than things being put away, it was more like they were stuffed in. Oh, here it is! This is it! The thing that Amane had taken out was a paper airplane construction kit made using cardboard. Okay, try to make one. Without thinking, Katori and I looked at each other. I feel that manufacturing a glider and making a paper airplane are completely different things. But for now, I'll try doing as she says. Using glue, a craft knife, in about 10 minutes, we had finished the paper plane. Finished. All done. Amane takes the plane that Katori had made and takes a good look at it. Actually, that doesn't look bad at all. Then she threw it. The paper airplane floated gently as it flew and landed near the wall on the other side of the garage. It flew straight toward very nicely. It flew straight forward very nicely. It's a good plane. Katori seems embarrassed at being complimented. There are many types of airplanes. There are jumbo jets, small consistent, some small, that word there, and fighter planes. Then there are paper airplanes, like the one you just threw. But all of them fly based on the same principle. Paper airplanes and jumbo jets are the same? Yes, the principles are the same. Using their wings to float on the air in order to fly. Katori and I both tilted our heads in puzzlement. We both had a skeptical look on our faces. I can understand that a light paper plane can fly by riding the wind, but it's hard to imagine that a giant hunk of metal can float in the sky on the same principle. There must be some other method that allows it to fly. Amane goes to pick up the paper airplane that she had just thrown. I'd like you to take a good look. Can you two see what the difference is between this airplane and the paper one? The size of material? Also, whether or not people ride it. That's right. Then there is whether or not it has an engine. On the other hand, everything else is the same. Here, we have the principles of flight. Regular airplanes are made from mostly the same parts as this. Firstly, there's the body. Second are the wings. The horizontal terraplane, the vertical terraplane, There are a few airplanes that have a somewhat quirky shape, but even in those cases, they still have mostly the same parts, or other parts that fulfill a similar role. When she puts it like that, I guess she's right. I've never paid that much attention to it though. By the way, do you know how an airplane floats on the air? Because it has lift. That's right. Like the force of a fluid moving over a wing, lift is said to be the vertical component in accordance with the direction of the flow. I look baffled again, and Amane smiles a little and rephrases it. In other words, it's the force that makes the wings float up on the air. Lift is created here, on the main wings. When air hits the wings from the front, the airflow divides, going over and under the wings. I could just imagine the wings cutting the air like a blade. At that time, there is a difference in the speed of the airflow above and below the wing, and the pressure drops on the side that has the faster airflow. That's Bernoulli's theorem. Amane nods. Sitting beside her, I am a little freaked out as she easily comes out with a word like Bernoulli. What the hell is that? We were taught that in class, right? We didn't learn that in my school. Maybe. That's why the airplane's wings are designed so that the air flows faster on the upper side. This is in order to lower the pressure on the upper side. By doing this, the pressure on the lower side is higher in comparison, and then the air lifts the wings up. The air lifts the wings up. It's a phenomenon that is hard to suddenly imagine. So that's Bernoulli's theorem. Amane nodded her head as if to say yes. There's one more thing. The air flowing over the top of the wing bends downwards because of the wing's surface, causing downforce behind it. As she explains, Amane is drawing a cross-section of the wing. According to that, an airplane's wings are flat at the bottom and shaped like a mountain at the top, so it seems like a semicircle. Apparently, the air on the upper side flows along and the raised surface curved, and then bends to flow downwards. As for why the air flows along the raised surface, it can be assumed that this is because of the nature of the air, or so it would seem. This downforce, according to Newton's third law, causes the same reaction on the wing, which lifts it up in an upward direction. The reaction lifts up the wing. When a heavy basketball hits the ground, does it seem like it's floating weightlessly? It's the same as that. Does that mean that when the wing drops in the air, the reaction causes it to float? So, when the lift exceeds the weight of the airplane can fly through the air. For example, it's the same for a jumbo passenger airliner with a total weight of several hundred tons. Theoretically, that may be so, but I can still not imagine how enough lift could be generated to allow a several hundred tons of airplane to take off. However, airplanes do actually fly in the sky. The main wings that create the lift are the parts necessary to make the airplane fly in the sky. I don't know if I understand or not. However, I understood that the main wings are the most important part. I'm sorry guys, I'm really trying to read this out, but I'm getting lightheaded reading all this. Yeah, I'm trying my best to keep up. I do apologize, really. Next are the tailplanes, of which there are two types, vertical and horizontal. These are added to stabilize the position of the airplane when in midair. An airplane floats in midair, which is much more unstable than we humans are when standing on the ground. The one going straight up is the vertical tailplane. This stabilizes lateral movement. The ones extending out sideways, the same as the main wings, are the horizontal tailplanes. These move vertically. In other words, stabilizing the up and down movements in the nose. Without this, even a paper airplane won't fly straight. I see. So that's why they have small wings on the tail. Then there's the body. This doesn't have a direct relationship to flight, but if you don't have this, there is nowhere to attach the wings. That is the basic form of an airplane. That hasn't changed since a long time ago, since the era of the Wright brothers. Since that long ago? But the Wright brothers were the first people in the world to fly a plane, right? So nothing has changed since the very first one was made? The Wright brothers were the first to fly using powered flight. Gliders were being flown even before that. Yeah, I guess so. I always thought that the Wright brothers were the first to fly. If you know the roll of the wings, you should try it on this paper airplane. For example, if you were to bend the vertical tail a little, like this, the plane that wanted to curve gently as it flew. Also, if you curve this part of the main wings a little, she bent the left and right main wings so that they twisted in the back. This time, the plane twisted as it flew. Hey, that's pretty interesting. Seeing this, Kotori started to adjust the tailplane on her own airplane. Watch this! Full of confidence, Kotori threw her paper airplane. Whoa! It did a beautiful loop-de-loop before landing. That's cool! It did a loop-de-loop. This paper airplane is really interesting. Kotori and I both got really engrossed in adjusting the wings and playing around. Sometimes the paper airplanes displayed some mid-air aerobatics. Sometimes the paper airplanes displayed some mid-air aerobatics, and other times they didn't fly at all and crashed into the ground. However, by trying it for themselves, we were able to get a real understanding of the roll of the wings. By just changing the shape of the wings a little, you can make them fly in many different ways. Actual airplanes have many smaller wings, such as ailerons. The aircraft is controlled by adjusting them. As she explained, Amane moved to the side of the garage. Then she lovingly laid her hand on the glider. This glider does not have an engine. It is like a bigger and more robust paper airplane. The only thing that has been added is the cockpit. Kotori and I looked at the paper airplane in our hands. I imagined riding it and flying through the sky. This is just like the fantasies I envisioned as a kid. The glider in front of me was the real thing. How about it? You just felt like you could make one, didn't you? But it doesn't have an engine. How does it fly? Paper airplanes gain thrust by being thrown by people, by riding the wind. Both I and Kotori gazed at the white aircraft. That day, we saw this flying from the windmill hill. Riding the wind, that expression expresses it so perfectly, the way it flew so smoothly and calmly. Riding the wind. Amane nods happily. Then, by riding rising currents, you can fly anywhere. Anywhere? Yes, you can even go above the clouds. Above the clouds. Kotori looks at the aircraft with an expression of disbelief. I also couldn't imagine this thing flying above the clouds. Have you been there? Above the clouds? Well, that's... Suddenly her mood drops. I only put it together recently and finally took it out on a test flight. It was that time! Kotori and I reacted by exchanging glances. The wings weren't strong enough and snapped halfway through. Huh? So you mean... Yeah, it was pretty dangerous. If they had broken completely, I might have fallen to my death in the lake. No. I have to rebuild them. It's because I'm not so good with my hands. Also, I know some of the instruments are broken, but I'm having trouble getting my hands on the parts. Why don't you make them yourself? Kotori said that so easily at a school where things like this are taught. They have all the equipment you need to make anything, from a screw to an aircraft. That's no good either. Amane, with a troubled look on her face, took some broken parts from a drawer. The diaphragm is one of the parts used to make the airspeed controller. This was a special order, and the factory where this was made shut down a long time ago. Katori and I gazed at the parts in the palm of Amane's hand. It certainly looks it wouldn't be easy to make. If it's the kind of thing that can be made in the town factory, there might be something that can be done about it. Amane's eyes light up as I quietly mumble. Really? Well, I don't know until I ask, but I know someone like that. Please, if I don't have this, I'll be in a real fix. Okay, I'll try asking next time if I see him. Can I borrow this? Thank you. This will be the third time you saved me. Whoa! Suddenly she gives me a whole hug and we're even cheek to cheek. You can thank me once I actually got it. Oh yes, I guess you're right. But this includes the thanks for lunch. So let me express my thanks one more time. No, that's enough. Seriously. Really? Tori was suddenly glaring at me. I wonder if this was really going to fly. Katori and I both gazed at the glider with the same look on our faces. By the way, you two. Huh? If you're interested in gliders, the bell rings, interrupting Amane. Amane flinches in surprise and quickly turns her back to us. If we're interested... What is it? No, it's nothing. Forget about it. Somehow it seems she's avoiding something. Amane. What? Can I come and see you again? Yeah, of course. If you're interested, come anytime. I have to bring her those parts as well. You too. Come see me again. Sure. As Katori nods, Amane grins as she nods back. She's really beautiful, but her smile somehow makes her look like a kid. Alright, shall we go back to the classroom? I started pushing Katori's wheelchair and decided to start walking. Hey, where are you taking me? The classroom, of course. No, stop! I'm hungry and I haven't had lunch yet. You reap what you sow. Hey, I said stop! Hey, don't push me! I brought Katori with me against her wishes and we returned to the classroom.
Aoi!
Huh? I went back to the dormitory and someone called out to me while I was at the gate.
Aoi.
Tatsuya. Aoi! Anchan! Once I was, my level of enthusiasm went up by 500%. Standing there was Anchan. I was thinking about going to see you tomorrow or something. I wanted to meet you soon, so I skipped work to come here. It's been a long time, Aoi. Anchan ruffles my hair. Hey, stop that, will ya? Completely ignoring my attempts to resist, Anchan gives me a noogie and grinding my hair around and round. I think that my hair is probably messed up pretty badly now. This is Tatsuya Igarashi, commonly known as Anchan. He's a childhood friend of Agaha and mine, and he's like a real big brother to us. He's much older than us, but we used to play together a lot as kids. Ah, jeez, you're messing up my hair. Sorry, when I remember the past, I couldn't help it. You haven't changed either, Anchan. Still the same as before. Hey, that's not a compliment, is it? Oh, isn't it? Of course. People can't get stuck in a rut. People change, you know. What Anchan says is true, but personally, I'd rather him stay the way he is now. As I think about that, Anchan all of a sudden has a kind look on his face. Is your leg okay now? Yeah, well, enough for everyday life. I see. It must have been tough. It's no big deal. I can have a normal life like this. On top of that, I had you there to watch me in the race where I tried the hardest. That was a good race. You looked pretty cool when you were on the podium. I came in third though. I was in the cycle racing club at my last school. During the final race of my freshman year, I managed to win third place, a spot on the podium. It was my greatest achievement. Alright everybody, that will be it for episode 5 of If My Heart Had Wings. I'm sorry again if my voice started acting weird or if I'm rushing through everything all of a sudden. I'm getting lightheaded from reading so much. I've been doing the last 3 episodes in a row, so forgive me. I'm stopping and I should feel better by episode 6. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit me up on Snapchat at Xanom0 to find out more about the personal life and the channel's updates. And as always, see you next time.